Hey, how are we doing? I am just in my gown, and it's interesting because today's topic is sitting in discomfort. So I'm getting comfortable, and when we let me get into it. When we are present in ourselves, when we are taking the time to love, nurture, respect, honor, and listen to ourselves, listen to our intuition, listen to that inner guidance from the universe or God, that is when we get uncomfortable. We get even uncertain. We get doubtful. Like I know I talked about doubt in the last video. So this is all to propel you into the next, into what will guide you to where you're supposed to be, where you are going to, find who you are. And that's not to say that you don't know who you are. But when we are in our discomfort, when we are feeling stressed or low or down about things that aren't going well, it is necessary for you to take a step back. Take a step back and know that, okay, this is temporary. I need to be present about the situation. I need to be understanding and compassionate towards myself when things are going wrong. Because what I've done previously is I've allowed my discomfort to take over and distract me. I've allowed my discomfort to dissuade me knowing who I really am. And then when we do that, it just becomes us self-sabotaging. Basically, we start to dishonor ourselves. We start to not look after ourselves, not to love ourselves, because we're finding this discomfort so real. But it isn't, and that's why I say, like, it's temporary. And when we find the time to relieve that stress and say, this is uncomfortable, this ain't right, this isn't the reality that I want to accept, this isn't the mindset that I have gravitated to. Usually when we go through some kind of discomfort, some kind of stressor or a trigger or a challenge, it really is about propelling us forward and taking us through moments that are going to support us to get better at knowing what we can do, knowing who we truly are, being ourselves. So, a little activity I usually do is I just get really boring. Like, I take my phone away from myself. So I, put it on charge, I put it away. I don't journal, I don't read. I literally take time to just hear out what is going on for me. And it can get really uncomfortable because usually what we do is we are on autopilot. We are in such a routine, and routines are not bad. Let me not, dissuade you from being in a routine and setting yourself up to be organized every day. But sometimes we get too complacent with, oh, I've got to do A, B, C, D, instead of taking the time to honor where we're at and all the, mix ups and mishaps that's been going on. We're taking time to, really understand it all. It's like a map, and this map is like, say you're a traveler or something. You've gone on holiday, you've just bought a ticket, and the ticket has no reference to your destination. And you're like, okay, I'll just get on this plane and see where I land. And that in itself, like taking yourself somewhere you don't know, somewhere you don't know how long it's going to take, you can get quite frustrated. Like, I just need to get there. I need to be there. I need to do whatever I need to do. On holiday, I want to go here. I want to get... And you start to work yourself up. So stick with me here. You find yourself at your destination and you're like, okay, all those questions that you're running through on the plane, you're like, okay, I've got here now, what do I do? Just take time to be present. Locate, where you are. Okay, I see, okay, I don't know, the nearest shop or, somewhere nice to eat. Take time to honour your body's needs. And so what I'm saying is, when we are locating, hotspots or places of, support, it's about tuning into your needs that are apparent. So when we're sitting with ourselves and we're mapping out, how compassionate we need to be about certain situations that are happening for ourselves that are causing the discomfort, it is about the listening more time. It's about listening to, okay, my map is saying that, I'm quite tired, or I'm quite strained at the moment, or I'm emotionally feeling, drained or unsafe. So, yeah, listening to yourself is really key. The other side of things is when you feel like you're living in discomfort, it's important to take time to be compassionate, be understanding of the self. And this comes back to self-love. So I read a post recently that said self-love isn't bubble baths and foot massages and getting your nails and your hair did. Self-love is boundaries. So if you're on this journey and you've got to wherever you've got to and you're trying to figure out what's happening with yourself, it's important to say, okay, what are my do's and what are my don'ts? Because one thing I don't want to do is become trapped in this discomfort. And like I said before, self-sabotage, and things just get worse. Looking at the do's is saying, okay, I'm going to hold myself accountable for this. I'm going to be responsible for this. And one thing I've always said in most of my videos is creating dialogue within yourself that's positive. So making affirmations, mantras. And one thing that I usually do is I give myself credit. I say, yeah, that's great, Lifelines is another thing that I do. So telling myself, okay, I'll get this done. I will get this done. I'm not going to give myself a deadline. I'm not going to say, in 5 minutes, I've got to get this done. I'll say, I will get this. I will get through this. This is going to be okay. Because what you want to create for yourself is a new paradigm that allows you to feel free in yourself. When you are going through some discomfort, it's very easy to fall into that trap of, oh, this is just totally wrong, this is going wrong, oh no, and dramatize things. And then that scenario, that discomfort becomes even worse. So I'm not saying ignore it, but create a paradigm, create a new script, so to speak, that says, I am worthy, and although this doesn't feel right, although something's off, I'm going to proceed. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be okay. Because I know that in the end, this discomfort is serving, my soul's purpose and journey. I'm going to be able to learn so much and navigate myself in a way that neutralizes this discomfort. So if it happens again, I'm more prepared. I am more understanding and compassionate of how I deal with it. So I can get past it, so I can break through it, so I can lift myself out of that. So I hope that's, resonated with you. If you are going through discomfort, I mean, this is the love month. This is February. It's my son and my own birthday's month. And I think this month can bring a lot of hardship for people, especially when there's all these connotations around love and relationships. So we naturally feel so pressured to have certain things in place. So discomfort will come up, discomfort about, oh, I should be doing this, or I should have this. And literally, it's okay. you don't have to have everything in place, or have what's called normal in place. So relationship goals, or career, or marriage, all these things are society's norms. They are not personal goals that you need to attain. You need to sit in your discomfort and lean into who you are, as opposed to who the world wants you to be. So I hope that has settled your heart a little bit, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. And yeah, you'll catch me in the next one soon. So choose what you love and love what you choose.